HighGround is a vertically focused SaaS platform for investors and product firms to unlock, build growth, and engage in the government market. And John A. Price is the CEO and founder of HighGround and is here to explain exactly what it is you're doing. So set the stage. I gave kind of a brief 30,000 foot view. What is it you do exactly at HighGround?
We want ultimately to make it easy to do business with the government, which is normally where people laugh and roll their eyes. So I think part of understanding how to do that is first understanding what's the size of your market. So we look at the government as a market, where to go, who to work with, and then how to unlock that value. So when you're looking at what's called dual use technology or technology in defense, or federal health or state, local, and higher ed or civilian agencies, like how can I as an investor look at my ROI? What are my expectations there? It's a fundamentally different market than the commercial market, and the narrative amongst early stage investors or hedge funds has always been, hey, it's really difficult or you can't make money in this market. The thesis of the company is not that you can't make money, just that it's different. So we're seeking to take this foreign language called government data and transpose it into something that you would learn at law school, finance school, or business school.
Interesting. So I guess, how is it different? Like, how should somebody approach doing business with the government versus private sector?
That's a great question. So I think it's different in that the ways that you go to market are different. The time horizons are different. And then the government always pays. So it's the only market that we should be able to forecast, because it's a market made up of budgets. And the fact that we can't forecast it, we think is a problem. And if you can forecast a market with not relative certainty, but at least a good idea of which way the market trends are going, then it's an opportunity to make money.
Well, this must be an enormous market. I mean, you're talking about just the federal government and all, health and defense and education. And I mean, there's so many, and then you also do municipal and state government. So how big potentially could this be? It's
$7 trillion now. We'll see if it's $5 trillion when Elon gets done. But it's a very large marketplace, and I think one common misconception is whether we're going to, let's say, like the U.S. Army, or dealing with a state agency, that everyone does business the same. And we really see them as different customer segments, and the way to unlock those customer segments is different, just like it is in the commercial market.
And then, so what's your sense of, you mentioned Elon, and there's some changes going on in Washington, I think. I don't know how it's all going to turn out, but I think there'll be some change. How do you see that shift? How can businesses benefit, take advantage, pivot for that?
Well, anytime there's a shift or a disruption, I think there's an opportunity to do things different and potentially profit from it. And normally I have a slide, there's different lines and colors on it, and one of the slides shows the amount of money that's spent on services. And as we look at things like automation, AI, autonomy, we expect that services line to go down by hundreds of billions of dollars, and the product line or procurement line to go up, resulting in a $400 or $500 billion marketplace of greenfield for folks that are predominantly invested in products. So software, autonomy, engineering, hardware.
I think even defense alone, I mean, drones and robotics, and I mean, it just feels like we're on the cusp of a lot of change. Driven by technology, I guess.
Definitely a seismic shift to move from human-centric or services to more products.
Okay, so how can somebody find out more about the company and just learn more and maybe contact you and figure out what they would need to do?
Sure, you can go to our website where our platform is. It's called highground.market, www.highground.market. We have a beta out that allows investors to go in and see what the market size is, or you can email us, which is also on that site.
And would you say technology is where you see the most opportunity?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So high technology, I think those are high margin markets. If you look at predominantly the federal government budget and where we're seeing line item budgets expand versus contract, it's in the high technology areas, things like hypersonics, lasers. We already mentioned AI and autonomy and drones. So very Silicon Valley focused.
Okay, very interesting. John, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks.